Most landlords and property managers are stuck using outdated softwares, juggling spreadsheets, missing key dates, and chasing their tenants for their rent. But today I'm going to show you guys exactly how I use GoHighLevel, which is typically a marketing CRM, to automate my whole property management system. That way I don't have to do any of the work. So in today's video, we're going to be going over things like lease renewing, rent reminders, organizing all of our documents on our leases for our tenants, and having all their information nice and organized so we know exactly what's going on. Not to mention, most of these are going to be automated, so we don't actually have to do anything. We just have to set it up the right way. And if you guys stay towards the end, I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can get an extended 30-day free trial for a limited time only using my affiliate link below. So if you guys have considered using GoHighLevel, this is the perfect chance to give it a go. For quick context, GoHighLevel is typically a marketing CRM. However, if you're a small to medium-sized landlord, it is the perfect solution to use it as a property management software when you customize it correctly. So if you own rental properties or self-managing, or you're a small property management agency, this video will show you exactly how you can automate your repetitive tasks, save hours per month doing all the work, reduce any missed rent or late payments, and create a modern experience for your tenants. Let's go ahead and dive into the video. Okay, so here's the full visual workflow of exactly what we're going over today. Number one is the property management pipeline, which is a visual dashboard to show all of the tenant statuses. Number two is the tenant contact record, which is where we'll organize all of the documents and keep their information organized. Number three are the automated lease renewal workflows. That way we don't have to go chasing them when their lease is about to be up. Number four are automated rent reminder workflows. That way you don't have to go chasing down the rent. And number five are the internal notifications to management, so we can be on top of it and give our tenants the best experience. All right, so jumping into my GoHighLevel platform, this is exactly where I built out my property management system. And we're gonna start off in the opportunities tab. Basically, we have different pipelines that we can use. So in the last episode, if you guys missed that, you can watch it right here. We were basically getting in leads for buying new investment properties, but today I'm switching over to my property management pipeline, where we're having all of our tenant applications come in, a new tenant lead, remarketing to them the applications, and whether they are moved in, active tenants, or if they moved out. Within the dashboard, you guys can see here we have the opportunities, and here I have just all of the different stages that we could have for a prospective tenant. So we have, starting off with a new tenant lead, we have Rebecca Black. The monthly rent is $1,850, which is really nice because we can easily clear and see everything that we need to. Applications in progress, or people who are waiting to put in their applications. So the lease signed, move in, we're waiting for a deposit, that kind of thing. It keeps us visually organized and everybody on the team. An active tenant, lease ending soon, and moved out, or a past tenant. So in order to switch these, we're gonna go ahead and go over to pipelines. And I'm gonna go to the property management, and I've already pre-built this, so if you guys want to start your 30-day extended free trial, which is available for a limited time with my code, you guys can find that down below. Here's exactly the step-by-step process, so you can go ahead and change everything in here. We can save it, and I really love this because we can drag and drop applications and tenants as they come and go, or we can also use the automations tool, which I kind of touched on briefly in the last video as well, to move these according to steps that are taken by them. So if somebody emails us the application, or if they sell us a deposit, automatically it will move the tenants down this process, which makes it really easy and organized. So I want to dig in a little deeper and just show you guys why I really like this system, because I customize it specifically for me and exactly what we need to know with the property management. So for example, when we click on Rebecca Black, we have her, obviously her information, phone number, all that good stuff. We can easily send a text here, hey, you know, your rent is late or whatever. We can also do an email, which will easily send that over to her. We can also automate this, which is amazing. But I really love how we have these fields, which I custom created. So we have the property address of where they're being rented, the rent amount, the lease start date, the end date, the security deposit, their phone number, email, and any tax documents or the lease documents. That way we have them all organized within that set little folder just specifically for that tenant, and nothing gets lost. Not to mention, we can also use the notes, or we can automate tasks. So like if maybe the property needs some maintenance or something that they filled out a form, which I will also show you guys how to do, that can all show up in here. So we know exactly what needs to be done for the property and for the tenant, depending on their request. All right, so if we want to customize these fields, we're gonna go in the settings and we're gonna go into custom fields. And I created a specific folder for this, which is the property and tenant fields. And this is exactly where I imported everything. So we have the property address, rent amount, lease date, everything that was there, where we can input these information. So we have everything nice and easily organized within our pipelines. That way we know exactly what's going on. And lastly, something that I think is very overlooked but very important within the property management world is having a maintenance form for tenants, so that way they're not calling you at 3 in the morning. Unless it's an emergency, then I would say that that's okay. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the Sites tab, and I'm gonna go specifically to the Forms Builder. And in here you can see that we have a tenant maintenance form. And I built this out and every tenant has access to it. So that way if they have a request, maybe something broke, a dishwasher stopped working, I don't know, unless it's an utter emergency where like a pipe bursts and we have to call people, then they would fill this out and we can get to them in a timely manner, and we already know kind of what's going on. So we can already get estimates from the appropriate people as well as contact anyone who we need. Very easy, straightforward, and simple, but I think it also shows a level of professionalism with your tenant and how you run your company, and just making sure that everything is stayed on top of, so that way everyone has a really good experience. So again, this is connected to the automation, which is going to send us a reminder when something like this is filled out. And of course, we can also do this for advertising to new tenants. We can also create funnels, whether we're running ads for new tenants for a place. So there's really a lot of marketing tools too for not only bringing in tenants, but also for managing the property once you actually have it rented out. And that way you have everything all in one system, which is the GoHighLevel platform. Okay, now that we have all of our tenant information, I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the automations tab, because this is where we're going to automate a lot of the heavy lifting for us. One thing that I think is really important is obviously to keep everyone on the team as well as the tenant notified of when the lease is ending, when there's a lease renewal in place, when rent payments are due, and also just facilitating it for them, as well as like maintenance claims and things like that, which we'll get into in a second. But it also allows the tenant to kind of like have that mental reminder of what they need to do and make their decisions, so they can let us know so we can act accordingly. So this is an automation that I did. It's a 60-day tenant lease expiration, and it's going to send them a text message as well as an internal notification to our team to let us know that, hey, this property, his lease is going to be up in 60 days. We should start negotiating with the tenant whether they're going to want to stay or if they're going to want to move out. So we have here the trigger is the contact change. This is going to trigger 60 days before that lease end date. So this wait period is what's going to trigger the lease end date to 2 months before, or 60 days. And I'm going to go ahead and save this action, which is going to give us then the command to send them an SMS text. Hey, and it customizes to their first name. Your lease at whatever property address is going to end in 60 days. Let's discuss renewal or move out. And this just keeps it really simple and easy. Like I said, just a reminder. We're going to go ahead and save this action. Oops. And then also an internal reminder for us as the team, so that way we can contact them and we don't have to keep digging through our calendar to remember when exactly everyone's lease is going to expire. And of course, it's going to also update an opportunity saying lease ending soon, so that way everything is being automated, like I said, back to that pipeline. So it's basically going to automate the tenant from the active to the lease ending soon, so that way when we hit our eye on this, we already know that there's an action that needs to be taken, and it's just another extra reminder. And to elaborate on this, I'm going to go into the monthly tenant rent reminder, and basically this is going to remind the tenant on, I believe I set it for a day before. So for this one here, the monthly rent reminder, basically it's going to send them a text message, and we're going to just say, hey, your rent is due on your first. Here's the payment link, which is also from GoHighLevel, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. And it's basically just saying if they have any issues to reach out to us. And this is automated to go out on the first of every month, so that way we don't have to manually remind tenants. They don't miss payments, which I know sometimes we can just forget, and I would rather them not have to pay a late fee. And of course, we also have the payment link, which makes it super easy. I don't know how many times I've had to cash a money order because some of my tenants aren't that tech savvy. So having a payment link ready for them is honestly such a great way to have this work. So basically what we did is we created a product, and the rent for this property is $1,950. So that way when we go to create a payment link, we can select our product, rent at this amount. I don't really need any of their information because we already have all of that on file. And this is basically what's going to show up for them. I took this link here that we created and embedded that into the text message. So they get a text every day before the first, and it reminds them that the rent is due. And it also just gives them a payment link, again, facilitating everything for them and for our team. Okay, so the next step, and what I think is really, really nice about GoHighLevel, of course, their strong suit is the automations. I can't get over that. They make everything so easy and it's like someone's working for you. So I'd like to kind of show you guys some of the notifications that I have just going out for my team. So basically when somebody signs a contract, it's going to send us an internal notification also telling us, hey, so-and-so just signed the lease, let's go ahead and work on the next steps. And also too, we have one for the maintenance form, so that way if a tenant has an issue, it can get addressed quite quickly, so we show good customer service and just being attentive. If you guys thought this video was helpful and you want to try GoHighLevel for the first time, I've partnered with them to give you guys an extended 30-day free trial for a limited time, and not to mention, I'll send you guys a secret recipe for everything that I've showed you guys in this video, so you have an easy step-by-step checklist that you can use to recreate the system. Make sure to click the link in the description, and of course, don't forget to subscribe if you guys want more automations and real estate investment content like this one. Thanks for watching and happy automating!